Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. Let me switch over to our webcams. Oh!
Oh,
Oh!
oh.
Hi! Oh my god, it feels so weird that this is actually like happening now. Are
Oh,
you
eh,
okay?
I have makeup in my eye.
Oh, it's still bugging you now?
Yeah. No, I'm just emotional that this is starting.
Oh, it's taken so long. Oh my god, we're
Oh my
finally
god.
here. But hi, my name's Samantha. You can also call me Sam or Sammy. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm one of your co-hosts of Two Bees in a Pod.
I'm Sabrina. You can call me Sab. I prefer it. I go by she, her, and we're gonna have a good time tonight.
Yeah! So I think before we even like get into like the drinking and the actually, should we start it off like before we even talk about our costumes, just taking a sip of
Yes.
Okay,
Hold on.
I've I don't like liquor.
I do.
Sab does. So Sab has Daniels, Jack Daniels.
Let's open
I
it.
have just coolers, okay? So I have a full six pack of Bombay. I have Smirnoff Berry Blast. And I also saw this one. It was a cream soda pop shop. So I think I'm going to start with the pop shop. Yeah, right? It's a hard cream soda pop shop drink.
I have my fucks I give none shot glass.
So
Hold
yeah,
on.
I think we should just start off immediately with a drink.
Hold on. I gotta.
Gonna pour it into the fucks I give none glass, which
Yeah.
is I think probably the favorite shot glass I've like ever seen ever.
Thanks. It's my current favorite at the moment. I broke my other favorite.
Oh no. Wait, what was your other favorite?
It was Metallica Master of Puppets.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah. I
Okay.
was taking an apple cider vinegar shot.
Oh,
I dropped
yummy.
it.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yep. All
Okay.
right. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, this is so good. Oh my god.
This is strong.
This is gonna I already know this is gonna mess me up. That's oh, it just tastes like
The
cream
worst.
soda. And I love cream soda.
Those
So
are the worst. The one you can't taste it.
and I have um one, two, three. I have 10 of those. I'm not saying I'm gonna be drinking all of those today because that is way too much alcohol in like an hour period.
It's 5%. What is it really gonna do?
Okay, to be fair, okay, well I have eaten today, but like when I went on a camping trip with my friends, I'm pretty sure I've already told you the story, but for the listeners, back in July I went on a camping trip with my friend, didn't eat or with friends, didn't eat anything all day. The only thing I had in my system was like maybe like a snack and a Starbucks like frappuccino. We get to the campsite, we unload, and then the first thing we do once we've unloaded everything is just start pounding back drinks, as 19-year-olds do.
Right?
And also, for anyone who isn't from Canada, we can legally drink at 19 in Canada. Just putting that out there. um, and so I had one of these bad boys, or maybe two. I might have had two of these bad boys and something else. And since I had no food in my system, I wasn't like plastered, but walking for the first hour after it hit me wasn't exactly easy.
That after two, that's it?
Three in total. I forget what the third drink was though.
Three.
And
It's
no
like
food.
15% and no food.
Fuck off.
15%. That's it?
Okay.
Not everyone drinks liquor like I do.
I just don't like liquor. It tastes gross. The only
Well,
time I
yeah.
drink liquor is after like I'm like super drunk. Same with beer. I hate the taste of beer. So
Ugh. Oh.
I'll have like a Corona cuz those are like mild. But like after a couple of drinks or like Stella, you
I
know.
like Corona. I can't drink cheap beer. It has to be like expensive for some reason. I'm
Is
broke,
Corona
so it's
considered
not.
cheap beer though? That's
I don't know. I've never bought it myself.
okay. And neither have I. I've
I've
just
only
drank in Corona given to
for
me.
A cold Corona with a lime.
Ooh,
I'll do that.
yeah.
But
Or like
that's
the
like the only
upside down
beer.
cocktails.
Yeah, that. Those are good. I like those.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna
Shall
add
we?
this to my ginger ale because that's what I'm gonna have tonight.
Should we say why you have ginger ale?
Oh yeah. I put so much. Oh my god. I
Oh
put so
no.
much.
Oh god. This is not gonna end
Okay,
well.
so I'm not feeling the greatest today. Um, that's it. So I got ginger ale, and the ice just shot at me.
It's attacking
It,
you.
it just shot at
Run.
me. But yeah, I just have ginger ale and like this much. I put like this much in, and I don't know if that was a good idea.
That's a lot. I feel like that's gonna taste weird.
Well, no, it doesn't. I've done it before.
Oh,
I can handle it.
I mean with that much Jack Daniels in it. Excuse me.
Do you know me?
Well, I know you drink liquor. I just didn't know if there's a balance so the ginger ale doesn't taste gross and the liquor doesn't like overpower. I don't know.
No. Also, Halloween. I put a spell on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're celebrating
Get into
Halloween
the mood.
early. Woo! There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Costumes. Would you like to go first?
Hold on. You go first. I gotta put on
I
my
go
jacket.
first? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can only say so much because my microphone is connected to my headset. So at some point
yeah.
I will have to take off my headset to see the whole thing. But if you were here on Tuesday, you might recognize these fuckers. Because I was showing them on stream. I had a friend of mine, Kai, was trying to guess who I was being for Halloween because I wouldn't tell anyone. You and like my mom, who helped me like make my costume or like help me like get the pieces, are the only ones who knew. So my friend Kai guessed that I was either Gamora or Natasha based off of only seeing this. And Kai is probably not here right now because they're from Norway, so it's like late. But Kai, you unfortunately were wrong. I am Scarlet Witch, specifically from Age of Ultron. I had to make these freaking things myself because I couldn't find any that looked like hers. But basically, I'll put down my headset. Audio listeners, I'm so sorry because it's probably going to be a very confusing little part of the the podcast for you, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to have to like yell. So I have the dress. I have the coat. That's a little too small, but we don't talk about it. And then the knee-high socks that she has. And that's it. The part that I thought would be the easiest of the costume ended up being the hardest, which was the coat. And I can't promise I'll keep the coat on for this entire stream because it's a little uncomfortable, but it's fine.
Definitely won't keep mine on. It's too hot.
No, exactly.
It's
That
so
too.
hot.
Well, yeah, no, like this has like not fur, but it's like it's meant for like cold weather, and I'm in my house that is like heated, so also not the greatest. But take it away, Sab.
I don't know how far I can go. Okay, hold on. All right. Some of you may have guessed, but eye makeup, black mask.
We have a theme.
I'm the Winter Soldier. I have a metal arm. You just can't see it. Yeah, you can't see it. My jacket's too long. But yeah, that's as far as I could go right now.
Fair enough. And so yeah.
But yeah, I'm taking this off. It's way too
I think I'll leave it on for a little bit, but yeah. So oh my god. Yeah, so my costume, the only thing I really had to hand make was this because the only cuffs, if you don't look up leather cuffs on Amazon.
No.
Don't do
No,
it.
look it up.
No, do not.
They're beautiful.
People who are 18 plus, sure. Anyone younger, don't. Do not. No. Because,
No.
yeah, I looked it up on Amazon, and I'm sure my dad's Amazon search history is probably a little weird, but it's fine. It was for costume. So basically, my mom came up with the idea. We saw these weird, not weird, I shouldn't say weird, but they were like black gloves. It almost looked like something like Lady Dimitrescu would wear. It went to like about like here. Sab's like,
Just
no
got
way.
it today. I'm really excited.
And it had like lace at the bottom, and then it was like full finger gloves, whatever, like it covered your whole hand. So my mom's like, oh, they're long, why don't you cut off the lace and then cut it at a certain point and then just add zippers to it, because hers were like leather and had zippers on it. Worked out pretty well for like what I was working with. Turned out pretty well.
I mean, how often are you going to wear them?
Like never.
So
So
it's perfect.
There you go. I didn't spend too much money. The most expensive part about all of this was the zipper. The zipper was $7.
Yeah, zippers
I'm
are
like,
expensive.
Huh? So, and then I had to, it took me an hour. It probably took me about an hour or two to sew like one whole thing, because I was doing it by hand. Because I don't know where my sewing machine is. But yeah. So that's our Halloween costumes. I think the first episode of the podcast lined up perfectly because you and I both love Halloween. I haven't celebrated it properly in a hot sec, but like this year I wanted to. And the first episode of the podcast is the Thursday before Halloween. So we just had to make it Halloween themed. Who wouldn't take that opportunity, you know?
Obviously.
But moving on, oh my god, my face is so bright, to the main part of this podcast. We gonna be reading some creepypastas. Now,
yes.
Fair warning, the ones I picked, never read them. I just looked at the rating, looked at how long it would possibly take to read them, and said, yeah, sure, okay, this works.
That's exactly what I did. I haven't read these. I wanted to be shocked and or pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. And so basically, we're going to be reading these. I've never read a creepypasta ever. Like, I've heard of them.
I have.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I've known people who have. I personally have never read them. There was one that I watched a video of someone who read it, and it was something about a guy. I forget the title. I literally saw the title when I was looking for ones that I wanted to do, and I almost picked it, but it would take about 45 minutes to read, and I'm like, that's a little too long. But it's about a guy who like got a recycled Legend of Zelda's game from like a garage sale that turned out being like hacked, and it is pretty creepy. But that's like the only one I've like know of. And like of course there's like I've heard of like Jeff the Killer, which may or may not be on the list. I don't know. And like Slenderman, obviously.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So, do you want to start with one of yours or one of mine?
You can go first.
I can go first? Okay.
Yeah.
Am I reading all of them or are you reading yours? How do we want to do this? I think we should read the ones we picked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're feeling up to it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to start off with one that I have no clue what it's about, but
I just saw you highlight it, and I'm a little concerned. That's weird.
Okay. Anyway, I saw the title and thought, damn, we can definitely take the piss out of this thing. So, the first creepypasta we'll be reading is called Licking. Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh my god, my OBS like froze for a second. I got scared. No. OBS, don't do this to me. Okay. So, there are so many ads on this website. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Do do do. Do do do. Why is it being dumb? Okay, there we go. There we go. Everybody, get in the creepypasta mood. I'm gonna take a. You know what? I'm gonna chug part of my drink before I read it.
Chug, 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 chug. Finish it.
No, I did. I drank about half of it.
I don't think you know the rules of chug.
Well, I make my own rules, so fuck chug.
Fuck. Ew. That. Okay.
No. Okay. Anyway, so licking. That just okay. Anyway. My great-grandmother lived alone up in the mountains at her cabin. Her husband was dead, so she was there all alone. She only had one companion, and that was her loving dog. I don't like where this is going already. Why is it called licking? And then it brings up a widowed woman and her dog. Okay,
don't
anyway.
Question it.
It's getting worse. They both adored each other, and the dog was a great comfort to her. Every night when she went to bed, the dog would lick her hand to let her know that he was there to protect her. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Cute.
One night, she had gone to bed, and the dog had licked her hand like he had done routinely every night since her husband died. But this night was different.
Dun, dun, dun.
She had woken up in the middle of the night because she heard her dog whimpering. She wanted to comfort him and let her know she was there for him. So she stuck her hand out by the bed, and she felt the dog gently lick her hand like always. She figured he was just cold, so she went back to sleep. The dog's whimpering had woken her up a second time in the night, so she stuck her hand out. The dog licked it, and she went back to sleep. This happened a third time, and she stuck her hand out, and the dog stopped whimpering and came and licked her hand. She stayed awake a few moments afterward, and she went back to sleep again. In the morning, she woke up and stuck her hand out by the bed, but nothing licked her hand. She thought that the dog had already awakened and was just in the front room. She rolled over and got out of bed and heard a drip. 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 She thought the sound was coming from the kitchen, so she walked over and turned the handles on the sink faucet, but it wasn't the source of the noise. After frustratingly checking the sink and its pipes, she gave up and continued into her bathroom to take a shower. As she got closer to the bathroom door, it was evident that the sound was coming from within. I'm sorry, but you heard dripping, you go to the kitchen, and you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna check the other room that has just a lot of pipes and a lot of water usage and stuff. Okay, she opened the door, looked above the bathtub, and gasped in utter horror. There, hanging from the light by his collar, was her loving companion. His blood was dripping into the bathtub. What the hell?
No.
Who did the dog? The dog was done dirty. What the fuck? Not the dog!
Who was licking her?
She screamed and began to cry. Wiping her ears and sobbing, she turned and looked into the mirror. In the mirror, she saw the dog's reflection, and written on the mirror in her dog's blood, with drips and streaks hanging down from each letter, were the words, "Humans can lick too."
Ew! Ew!
The end. What the hell? I had a feeling that something bad was gonna happen to the dog, but why would you? I don't even care that the woman was getting her hand licked by some weird dude. Maybe it was the dead grandpa. Who the fuck knows? But
what if he wasn't dead at all?
Ew. Oh, there you go. That's what happened. It was the grandpa was like, what the fuck? Yeah. You know what? I can do this better.
I can do this. He fired the dog. He fired the dog.
Yeah, he fired
Took
the
it upon
dog.
himself.
He fired the dog from living too, apparently.
No. Poor dog. No.
But like like this is the one thing, like especially when it comes to like video games too, whenever an animal is brought into a video game and like they're like clearly there to like die later on, I'm like I love you so much and I know that you're gonna hurt me, but I still love you.
I have to force myself not to get attached to dogs in video games or movies.
Yeah.
I just can't.
No, exactly. Okay. Well, that was my first one. Would you like to go next?
All right.
I'm going to take off my coat.
For some reason, it's not working on my laptop.
Oh, fun.
So I have my phone up. And we shall... Where did you go? It's right here. Okay. We're going to start off with Jeff the Killer.
Ooh. Oh my god, I'm struggling to take my jacket off. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Jeff the Killer. I remember I dressed up as Jeff the Killer for Halloween, and I did not read the creepypasta, so I don't know if I offended.
All the creepypasta stands are like, poser. Fucking poser.
They didn't know. They didn't know.
So funny. Okay.
No one knew.
Go ahead.
All right. Okay, Jeff the Killer. Right. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. This is from the perspective of that child. I had a bad dream. I had a bad dream and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled under my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling that someone was watching me.
Oh.
I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There, in a little ray of light, illuminating from between the curtains, were a pair of two eyes. Those weren't regular eyes. They were dark, ominous eyes. They were... That's not spelled right. They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth. A long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream. That's what sent him at me. He pulled up a knife, aiming at my heart. He jumped on top of my bed. I fought him back. I kicked. I punched. I rolled around, trying to knock him off me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw the knife. It went into my dad's shoulder. The man probably would have finished him off if one of my neighbors hadn't alerted the police. They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash, like glass breaking. Like glass breaking? Was it glass or wasn't it? As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house. It was broken. I looked out to see him vanish into the distance. I can tell you one thing. I will never forget that face. Those cold, evil eyes. That psychotic smile. They will never leave my head.
Oh, shit. You know what I forgot?
What?
We forgot the freaking drinking game. With the...
It's whatever.
with the things. But
It's probably good that we did because again, I don't feel the greatest.
That's true. Well, I could follow it then. I
You
could
have
get.
coolers.
Yeah, so I'll take a swig of my drink. But there's a lot. Okay.
I can't taste the Jack Daniels. Also, yeah, I'm like getting so emotional. That was so scary. It's definitely not the makeup entering, piercing my eyes.
It's definitely not the black eyeshadow making my eyes water.
How did Bucky do this?
No, exactly. And like also like why why like the makeup to begin with? Like the guys woke him up and were like mask goggles. Let's add some little some little like makeup in there, make it like
You know what it
funky.
is? Like, you know how Batman has those like eye slits?
Mhm.
He does it too. And because
Yeah.
like in between you could like if you saw his eyes, it was just like wait,
Yeah.
just dead. Just dead.
If Winter Soldier was like brought up and like became a huge thing in the public in 2020, he would be like set. Mask set. He was ready for the the pandemic before everyone else was.
So true. When Steve knocked his mask off, he would have been like,
Hey yo, there's a pandemic.
"There's a pandemic going
What is
around."
wrong with you? Why would you do that?
We should do that.
Does that mean Steve was an anti-masker if he was in the
I don't know. He's pretty patriotic, and I associate patriotism with Republicans. So.
Oh my god, I love that.
Was that too
Steve.
political for Strange?
Oh god, the first fucking podcast and we're already
First-
getting political. Oh god,
Ugh.
fucking Steve Rogers, the Trump supporter.
I don't think my drill is strong enough.
Well, you can just take shots of just Jack Daniels, like in general, if you want to.
We'll save that for later. We'll
Okay.
see how I feel.
Which one should I do next?
Am I an insane person? I think I am.
What
I'm
is...
not an alcoholic, I swear.
That's something only an alcoholic would say.
No.
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 No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I prepared. I did not have any alcohol for 3 weeks in preparation for this.
Oh my god.
Wait.
That is
No.
making you sound like more of an alcoholic. I didn't drink
had-
for 3
I went
weeks,
to-
guys.
I went to all you can eat sushi and I had a shot of sake. Never mind. That was on Saturday.
Sake. I've never had
Yeah.
that before.
It was
Wait.
my first time.
What kind? What is sake?
It's a Japanese alcohol.
That sounds funky.
I couldn't tell you exactly what it is,
Oh, okay.
but it tasted like peach. It was a peach one.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
I was gonna steal the shot glass, but they took it before I could take it.
Oh my
I did the whole "you're coming home with me" thing multiple times, and I didn't get to take it home.
Unfortunate. Okay. I will be reading Mr. Widemouth. I'm gonna...
What is it with you licking mouth, wide mouth?
Okay, I didn't think Mr. Widemouth was a weird title until you brought it up now.
Well, I mean, you had a story, and it was called licking.
Okay,
Wide
that...
mouth.
No. That 100% I picked because the title was fucking weird. Mr.
Yeah.
Widemouth, I just picked it because it sounds scary, but now it just sounds sexual, so I don't know what to do.
Mr. Widemouth sounds scary.
Mr. Widemouth, give me a something. Dun, 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 dun. That's making it worse.
It does
Anyway,
sound
I was just
way
trying to
worse.
remix it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, okay. During my childhood, my family was like a drop of water in a vast river. This is very poetic for creepypasta.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Okay. Never remaining in one location for long. We settled in Rhode Island when I was 8, and there we remained until I went to college in Colorado Springs. Most of my memories are rooted in Rhode Island, but there are fragments in the attic of my brain which belong to the various homes we had lived in when I was much younger. Most of these memories are unclear and pointless. Chasing after another boy in the backyard of a house in North Carolina. Trying to build a raft to float on the creek behind the apartment we rented in Pennsylvania.
Chased after a boy in the backyard. How many memories do you have of chasing after boys?
Yeah.
That, all right. You do you.
And why were they playing like the IRL version of Raft the game, but in a fucking creek in Pennsylvania? Oh god. And so on. But there is one set of memories which remains as clear as glass, as though they were just made yesterday. I often wonder whether these memories are simply lucid dreams produced by long sickness I experienced that spring, but in my heart, I know they are real. We're living in a house just outside the bustling metropolis of New Vineyard, Maine. Population 643. Wasn't the plot of it set in Maine as well?
Was it?
I think it was. Hold on.
I haven't seen it in a really long time. And I'm talking about the old It.
Yeah, Derry, Maine. What's up with creepy stories being... I don't know if Derry's an actual real place, but like it's supposed to be set in Maine. What's up with creepy stories being set in Maine? Is Maine like just creepy
haunted?
In general? Yeah, is Maine haunted?
Haunted.
They have clowns in their sewers and weird lucid dream people called Mr. Widemouth, apparently. It was a large structure, especially for a family of 3. There were a number of rooms that I didn't see in the 5 months we resided there. In some ways it was a waste of space, but it was the only house on the market at the time, at least within an hour's commute to my father's place of work. The day after my 5th birthday, attended by my parents alone, I came down with a Wait, hold on. They decided to just toss in the little fact of, I have no friends, so it was only my parents who came to my 5th birthday.
Is this Gen Z? This is written by Gen Z.
Oh,
when was this written?
This was written in 2010.
Ahead of their time.
Yeah, ahead of their time. They were edgy before edgy was a thing. Okay. The day after my 5th birthday, attended by my parents alone, I came down with a fever. The doctor said I'd... Oh no. Mononucleosis?
Yeah.
Which meant no rough play and more fever for at least another 3 weeks. Ew, that sounds gross.
No rough play?
No! Stop!
You chose this story.
I didn't read it! Rough play is in, like, roughing around with the boys!
Move on. No! I didn't even take it there.
I didn't take it there. You took it there. I just said roughing around with the boys, as in like you go in the forest and you like punch each other and stuff, and then you just like what?
Forest is not a good example.
Oh, sorry. I just used forest because I would like play with my brothers in the forest when I was a kid.
Sam.
Ow!
Move on.
Oh god. Okay. Anyway. It was horrible timing to be bedridden. We were in the process of packing our things to move to Pennsylvania, and most of my things were already packed away in boxes, leaving my room barren. My mother brought me ginger ale. Oh, you have ginger ale too. And books several times a day, and these served the function of being my primary form of entertainment for the next few weeks. Boredom always loomed just around the corner, waiting to rear its ugly head and compound my misery. I don't exactly recall how I met Mr. Widemouth. I think it was a week after I was diagnosed with mono. Wait, that's just mono? Why couldn't they just say mono in the beginning? Why did they have to throw the fucking scientific name in there? And like, what the hell? Okay, anyway. My first memory of the small creature was asking him if he had a name. He's small?
I was just gonna say he's small.
What the hell?
I pictured like a slender man.
Except me too.
Like, height.
Yeah, like a super tall dude with like a creepy smile.
I just did this, and
Okay. He told me to call him Mr. Widemouth because his mouth was large. In fact, everything about him was large in comparison to his body. Oh, okay. His head, his eyes, his crooked ears, but his mouth was by far the largest. We're gonna move on from that sentence. It's fine. You know, it's perfectly fine.
It's fine.
Oh this next fucking sentence. You look kind of like a Furby.
Like a Furby? Like,
Oh
okay.
my god, that's fucking hilarious. You look kind of like a Furby, I said as he flipped through one of my books. Mr. Widemouth stopped and gave me a puzzled look. Furby? What's a Furby? He asked. I shrugged. You know, the toy, the little robot with the big ears. You can pet and feed them, almost like a real pet. Oh, Mr. Widemouth resumed his activity. You don't need one of those. They aren't the same as having a real friend. Damn. This dude had no one show up to his 5th birthday party, and Mr. Mindmouth was like, you want to compare me to one of those things? Okay, loner, let me put you in your place.
Hey, but like, how sad is it that he's hallucinating a friend?
He's hallucinating a friend that looks like a Furby. What the fuck? Okay. I remember Mr. Widemouth disappearing every time my mother stopped by to check in on me. I lay under your bed, he later explained. I don't want your parents to see me because I'm afraid they won't let us play anymore. Oh god. That is so poorly worded.
That's alright.
I feel like the cops should be called. Yeah. I also feel so incredibly uncomfortable by this. We didn't do much during those first few days. Mr. Widemouth just looked at my books, fascinated by the stories and pictures they contained. The 3rd or 4th morning after I met him, he greeted me with a large smile on his face. I have a new game we can play, he said. We have to wait until after your mother comes to check on you, because she can't see us play it. It's a secret game. The wording in this story is absolutely horrendous. No offense to the person who wrote it, but like this, there has to be like I don't like where the story is going.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Okay. Where was I? After my mother delivered more books and soda at the usual time, Mr. Widemouth slipped out from under the bed and tugged my hand. We have to go to the room at the end of this hallway, he said. I objected at first, as my parents had forbidden me to leave my bed without their permission. But Mr. Widemouth persisted until I gave in. The room in question had no furniture or wallpaper. Its only distinguishing feature was a window opposite the doorway. Mr. Widemouth darted across the room and gave the window a firm push, flinging it open. Okay, isn't this dude like really small? I'm like I'm like picturing like a 3-foot dude just being like trying to fucking push the window open.
He's just like, you know how Chucky runs? That's what I'm picturing.
Just like
where he's like
skittering across the floor like like
just all his strength just
I need to get this window open. Okay.
How embarrassing for him though. We love a short king though.
Short king. We love a short king. Mr. Widemouth. Oh, we love you.
Oh,
what a short king. Oh god, okay. We were on the 2nd story of the house, but it was on a hill, and from this angle the drop was farther than the 2 stories due to the incline. I like to play pretend up here, Mr. Widemouth explained. I pretend that there is a big, soft trampoline below this window, and I jump. If you pretend hard enough, you bounce back up like a feather. I want you to try. Uh-oh. I was a 5-year-old with a fever, so only a hint of skepticism darted through my thoughts as I looked down and considered the possibility. It's a long drop, I said. But that's all part of the fun. It wouldn't be fun if it was only a short drop. If it were that way, you may as well just bounce on a real trampoline. I toyed with the idea, picturing myself falling through thin air only to bounce back to the window and something unseen by human eyes. Yeah, because that's definitely going to happen. But the realist in me prevailed. Maybe some other time, I said. I don't know if I have enough imagination. I could get hurt. Mr. Widemouth's face contorted into a snarl, but only for a moment. Anger gave way to disappointment. If you say so, he said. He spent the rest of the day under my bed, quiet as a mouse. The following morning, Mr. Widemouth arrived holding a small box. I want to teach you how to juggle, he said. Here are some things you can use to practice before I start giving you lessons. I looked in the box. It was full of knives. My parents will kill me, I shouted, horrified that Mr. Widemouth had brought knives into my room. Objects that my
That's
parents...
not the only thing that's going to kill you.
Yeah, apparently jumping on an invisible trampoline is going to do that too. Ah, yes. Jump, fall 2 stories, land on the hard grass, and then you will bounce back up. That makes a lot of sense.
Source, trust me, bro.
Source, trust me, I've done it.
I've done it.
Trust me, bro, it's fine. Whoa, okay. I looked at the boxes full of knives. My parents will kill me, I shouted, horrified that Mr. Widemouth had brought knives into my room, objects that my parents would never allow me to touch. I'll be spanked and grounded for a year. Mr. Widemouth frowned. It's fun to juggle with these. I want you to try it. I pushed the box away. I can't. I'll get in trouble. Knives aren't safe to just throw in the air. Mr. Widemouth's frown deepened into a scowl. He took the box of knives and slid under my bed. Oh, because that's normal. Remaining there the rest of the day, I began to wonder how often he was under me. Okay, that wording. Once again, horrible. I started having trouble sleeping after that. Mr. Widemouth often woke me up at night, saying he put a real trampoline under the window, a big one that I couldn't see in the dark. I always declined to try to go back to sleep, but Mr. Widemouth persisted. Sometimes he stayed by my side until early in the morning, encouraging me to jump. He wasn't so fun to play with anymore. My mother came to me one morning and told me I had her permission to walk around outside. She thought the fresh air would be good for me, especially after being confined to my room for so long. Ecstatic, I put on my sneakers and trotted out to the back porch, yearning for the feeling of sun on my face. Mr. Widemouth was waiting for me. I have something I want you to see, he said. I must have given him a weird look, because he then said, It's safe, I promise. Oh yeah, the dude who was like, invisible trampoline, box of knives, want you to juggle it? Definitely bringing a safe thing to the table.
I don't know, I trust him.
Okay.
He's so small, how much damage could he do?
How much damage could this small, Furby-looking dude do? I followed him to the beginning of a deer trail, which ran through the woods behind the house. This is an important path, he explained. I've had a lot of friends about your age. When they were ready, I took them down this path, to a special place. You aren't ready yet, but one day I hope to take you there.
No. No.
Interesting, Mr. Widemouth. This seems very illegal. Yeah. I returned to the house, wondering what kind of place lay beyond that trail. 2 weeks after I met Mr. Widemouth, the last load of our things had been packed into a moving truck. I would be in the cab of that truck, sitting next to my father for the long drive to Pennsylvania. I considered telling Mr. Widemouth that I'd be leaving, but even at 5 years old, I was beginning to suspect that perhaps the creature's intentions were not to my benefit, despite what he said otherwise. No shit!
No shit, Sherlock.
For this reason, I decided to keep my departure a secret. My father arrived in the truck at 4 a.m. He was hoping to make it to Pennsylvania by lunchtime tomorrow with the help of an endless supply of coffee and a 6-pack of energy drinks. What a guy! I bet you his dad's name was 100% Kyle.
Kyle.
He has coffee and a 6-pack of energy drinks. The only man on this earth who I feel like that would have something like that would be a dude named Kyle.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
He seems
Kyle.
He seemed more like a man who was about to run a marathon rather than one who was about to spend 2 days sitting still. Early enough for you? He asked. I nodded and placed my head against the window, hoping for some sleep before the sun came up. I felt my father's hand on my shoulder. This is the last move, son, I promise. I know it's hard for you, as sick as you've been. Once Daddy gets promoted, we can settle down and you can make friends. Moving on. I opened my eyes as we backed out of the driveway. I saw Mr. Widemouth's silhouette in my bedroom window. He stood motionless until the truck was about to turn onto the main road. He gave a pitiful little wave goodbye, steak knife in hand. I didn't wave back. Years later, I returned to New Vineyard. The piece of land our house stood upon was empty except for the foundation, as the house burned down a few years after my family left. Out of curiosity, I followed the deer trail that Mr. Widemouth had shown me. Part of me expected him to jump out from behind a tree and scare the living bejesus out of me, but I felt that Mr. Widemouth was gone, somehow tied to the house that no longer existed. The trail ended at the New Vineyard Memorial Cemetery. I noticed that many of the tombstones belonged to children. Yeah, because he wanted you to jump out of your 2-story window onto a trampoline. And you definitely... There's no way that there would be, tombstones of children where that path led you. No freaking way.
No.
No! What? Get
Mr.
out of
Widemouth
here.
took him to a place that was very, good.
Very good. It was fine.
It was fine. I mean, the internet was kind of slow, but
No, exactly.
it's fine. It was fine.
He didn't have any poor intentions at all. What do you mean?
Oh, no.
Okay. Which one do you want to read next?
I'm going to read one called Grame. Grame.
Mm.
I don't know what that is, but all right. So apparently, I don't trust anyone on this website. So, this is an old poem that kids used to sing during the Middle Ages. Its source is still unknown.
Are we gonna get cursed? Are you cursing us the first episode of this fucking podcast?
I'm protected.
I'm not. What the hell?
It's a Halloween episode. You need protection, man.
What the? I'm not prepared.
Just draw a pentacle in your... just a star with a circle in it. You're fine.
Okay.
Do you want me to wait?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Can I just draw it on my hand?
Also, Neil Newbon is protecting me. He is...
Made a star with a circle around it?
No, do the star and then... do the star first and then just circle. Around it, touching all the points.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm protected! For the audio listeners, I just took a blue Sharpie and I put that on the top of my hand.
I have runes, Nordic runes, in black Sharpie on my wrist.
I love that.
All right. This is an old poem. I kind of skimmed it and it didn't sound like a poem. So, all right. All right, let's go. If you see a great tall man, don't worry, he is a friend. Don't ask him what his name is, for he will be your friend. If you have other good friends, don't worry, they won't matter. You are all that is greater. Not them, he shall befriend. You see him teeter on land. He never drinks from daddy's juice. You see him all to great Joyce. He is so really grand.
I just fucking laughed into my cup and got cream soda all over my face. What the? Okay, continue.
I was gonna say something, but PG-13.
Oh, uh-oh.
Don't ask about the hat that sits on his bald head. He won't ever tell ya. He won't ever tell Yath. Who's Yath?
Willy Wonka, is that you?
Why is it as soft as lead? I don't know if is lead soft.
No, lead is very much not soft, I don't think.
Maybe it's a lead, but then it still doesn't make sense.
No.
All right. You see him at the starshine. You won't at the skylight. Always you see at night, but mostly at the moonshine. Bars, dude. Bars.
Bars, dude.
You ask him what his name. He doesn't say a yelp. What? He asks you for a kind help. After that, you will get same. I don't think this is. I don't think.
This is
All
very
right.
confusing.
This is. He asks you. He asks you a small favor. Maybe this person doesn't speak English as their first language.
Oh, true. Didn't think
Oh
about
my
that.
god. The next line. Brace yourself.
Uh-oh.
Okay, wait. He asks you a small favor. Kill your mom, and so your dad.
Okay, bald man, chill out.
But must give me favor. Never tell about your lad. don't. This is perfect. We're going to London.
Exactly.
For those of you who don't know, we're taking a trip to London next year.
Uh-huh. And
Never tell about your lad.
never tell about your lad. And also kill your parents for me, but like that's
I
besides
live
the
by
point.
those.
Hell yeah, dude. Never tell your lad.
If you peace your family, you will hear what you waited. Through his mouth you will rally words long asked and awaited. He will now say this soon. My name is really Graham, and I am Fame. What is this, an Illuminati story? I am Fame.
I am Fame.
You know, I am the moon. He will say he needs you, for he is not so done. You need to stop none. He is not finished with you. How does this have 3.32 stars out of 10? I feel like it doesn't deserve that.
It doesn't deserve that many. No, exactly.
I think that's.
Wait, was
I
that
think that's
it?
being that was it. I think that's being generous with the star.
Oh my god.
I am Fame. Okay. Great.
Damn, bald dude. Chill out, Mr. Clean. Okay.
The ego on that guy.
Suddenly you go bald and have a tall hat, and apparently you're Fame. Okay. Slow down. My bad.
My bad.
Okay. I'm trying to. All of mine, I have like one shorter one, and two of them are like fairly long. And like long like the Mr. Widemouth one. So let's see. Was this the shorter one? I think this was the shorter one. Excuse me. Okay. So the next one I'm going to read is called Gateway of the Mind. The picture is creepy. I can't show it on stream. Not that it's against TOS, I just don't have my fucking stream set up to be able to show it. Excuse me. But yeah, it's called The Gateway of the Mind.
You're getting the alcohol hiccups. I'm not quite there yet.
But like, I also just hiccup all the time because of stomach issues. Hot girl shit. All hot girls have stomach issues. Let's fucking go. Okay. Gateway of the Mind. In 1983, a team of deeply pious, P-I-O-U-S, I'm assuming.
Poised? Wait, pious?
P-I-O-U-S. Is that pious?
You keep reading, I'm gonna look it up.
Scientists conducted a radical experiment in an undisclosed facility. The scientists had theorized that a human without access to any senses or ways to perceive stimuli would be able to perceive the presence of God. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Alright.
Damn, that went from 0 to 100 real quick. They believe that the five senses clouded our awareness of eternity, and without them, a human could actually establish contact with God by thought. An elderly man who claimed to have nothing left to live for was the only test subject to volunteer. To purge him of all his senses, the scientists performed a complex operation in which every sensory nerve connected to the brain was surgically severed. Although the test subject retained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. He has full muscular function, but you can't feel anything?
I don't know. I looked it up, and it means having or showing a dutiful spirit of reverence for God.
Oh, so like just a deeply religious scientist.
Can't relate.
Anyway, With no possible way to communicate with or even sense the outside world, he was alone with his thoughts. That's terrifying.
Same.
Scientists monitored him as he spoke aloud about his state of mind in jumbled, slurred sentences that he couldn't even hear. After 4 days, the man claimed to be hearing hushed, unintelligible voices in his head. Assuming it was an onset of psychosis, the scientist paid little attention to the man's concerns. So you were like, yeah, we're gonna cut all your senses, like all 5 of your senses, so you could talk to God. Dude is hearing something. And the scientist was like, no.
No,
I
it's
don't think
not
so.
God.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm. 2 days later, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speaking with him, and even more, he could communicate back. The scientists were intrigued, but were not convinced until the subject started naming dead relatives of the scientists. He repeated personal information to the scientists that only their dead spouses and parents would have known. At this point, a sizable portion of scientists left the study. After a week of conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject... Wait, hold on. How did this dude prove that he had this information if he can't talk, he can't hear, and he can't feel? So how is he giving this information to them?
He wrote it.
But he can't feel, so how does he know if he has the pen in his hand?
Oh, wait, can he see?
No.
He can't see. He can't hear either.
Okay, wait. So the senses they got rid of were see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. So he can't see anything, he can't hear anything, and he can't feel anything. So I guess he could talk. But
he
like...
couldn't hear. Or he could be like, hey, is the pen in my hand? One tap for... No, but he can't
feel anything.
Keep going. I don't know.
After weeks conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject became distressed, saying the voices were overwhelming. In every waking moment, his consciousness was bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone. He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to elicit a pain response. He begged the scientists for sedatives so he could escape the voices by sleeping. This tactic worked for 3 days until he started having severe night terrors. The subject repeatedly said that he could see and hear the deceased in his dreams. Only a day later, the subject began to scream and claw at his non-functional eyes, hoping to sense something in the physical world. The hysterical subject now said the voices of the dead were deafening and hostile, speaking of hell and the end of the world. At one point, he yelled, "No heaven, no forgiveness," for 5 hours straight. He continually begged to be killed, but the scientists were convinced that he was close to establishing contact with God. What the fuck? Okay.
They're just people, am I right?
After another day, the subject could no longer form coherent sentences. Seemingly mad, he started to bite off chunks of flesh from his arm. The scientists rushed into the test chamber and restrained him to a table so he could not kill himself. After a few hours of being tied down, the subject halted his struggling and screaming. He stared blankly at the ceiling as teardrops silently streaked down across his face. For 2 weeks, the subject had to be manually rehydrated due to the constant crying. Eventually, he turned his head and, despite his blindness, made focused eye contact with the scientist for the first time in the study. He whispered, "I have spoken with God, and he has abandoned us," and his vital signs stopped. There was no apparent cause of death.
No apparent cause of death?
He died? Maybe?
He just died. Nothing to do with all of his nerves being severed.
Yeah, nothing to do with the operation we did prior where we cut all of his nerves.
Nothing to do with him biting chunks out of his own skin. What? Wait, what? I forgot. Was he a volunteer or no?
Yeah, he volunteered because he said that he had nothing left to live for, so he said, fuck it. That's really sad. If you feel like you have nothing left to live for, please seek help. Because you do. By the way, just a little mental health note in there.
Update. I'm starting to feel something.
I don't know if I feel anything. I'm I'm almost done this drink. I'm definitely laughing more. And I just feel like tired.
This is 40 proof. 40%. And I put a lot. Also, I didn't have that much to eat because I don't feel great.
Yeah, so that doesn't help.
Don't be like me.
If you are going to drink, you drink responsibly and have food prior.
Don't be like me.
Also, for the audio listeners, I just crushed my alcoholic can. That wasn't right wording, but like I crushed the can.
Don't be like me.
No. Stop.
Once in a while, it's.
I feel like having a Palm Bay, so we're gonna have a Palm Bay. This is less. Wait, is there more alcohol in this than there is? No, there's not. This has 5%, and this has 7, and it's like a third taller, probably. I can't really tell because I crushed the fucking can in my hand like an idiot.
So, if it's taller than the Palm Bay, wouldn't that mean? Never mind.
Where are you going with that?
I'm saying, wouldn't it be diluted and be less? I am feeling something.
Okay, but hold on. Before we even move on to the next creepypasta,
Mm-hmm.
Palm Bays is just freaking juice, dude. Like,
oh yeah,
you can't taste a single ounce of alcohol in it, and that's why I drink them. I don't mind alcohol. I'll take shots, whatever. But like this stuff is like dangerous because it just tastes like juice.
That's my favorite thing about coolers, though.
No, exactly. They just taste so good.
And just like fruity drinks that like you can get at a bar, like you cannot taste it.
No, exactly.
They're dangerous though. Like you can kick them back.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Here's story time. It was my 19th birthday in September. I know, newly 19. I went to Toronto. Went to a bar, and I had probably like 12 fruity drinks. It was at Elf Furniture Warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 12 drinks. Couldn't taste the alcohol in any of them.
Mm-mm.
But the difference between me and you, Sam, is I felt nothing afterwards. I was fine.
What the fuck?
I was fine.
I also went to the exact same restaurant, had drinks, and felt fine too. So what you trying to say, Sab?
I don't know, Sam.
Fuck you.
You're the one who's drinking freaking.
Okay, what the hell?
5%. I'm here.
I don't drink
podcast.
What the fuck? Okay, fine. You want to be that way?
Oh, what? Chug it. Chug. Go, Sam. She did it. Sam did it.
It hurts my throat, but
because it's fizzy.
Yeah. I just chugged a Palm Bay. So fuck you, Sab. I'm not bullying you. Why am I being bullied? This is so mean.
I love you, though. I love your lightweight ways.
I hate you. Pick your next creepypasta.
Alright. This next one is called Hoodie. In brackets, the Hooded Man.
Ooh. I remember seeing you add this and I was like, this sounds scary.
Yeah, it sounded creepy when I first... There's like a lot of like tags under what it's for. But okay. Have you ever been influenced by clothing? I don't mean confidence by looks. Have you ever given more control than ever by an item, or a truth, or just a favorite shirt? Have you ever been influenced in the worst way by showing the truth? The following is taken directly from journal entries. The entries were written by a notorious but unknown killer. He is notorious in the means that everybody has seen his work. He is unknown because nobody knows. I think I know what that means. You have to explain what unknown means. His origin is unusual. no troubles, no evil family. If he's unknown, how do you know that he has no troubles or no evil
Yeah,
family?
no. If he's unknown, how do you know that? how do you
No
know that he doesn't
magic
have
or
any
paranormal
family?
forces. No magic or paranormal forces. How do you know? He's
He's
unknown.
unknown, but
But we know this.
this.
We know everything about him. He's unknown, but we know everything.
Oh, exactly.
His life was chosen by him and him alone. How do you know that? His identity is also unknown. He will be named from here on as the Hooded Man. April 3rd, 2004.
That's
It's
close
been
to my
really
birthday.
cold. Oh,
Well, my birthday's April 22nd, but
and also 2002, not 2004.
yeah,
It's 2 years. Okay.
I was
It's
a
been
baby.
really I was a baby.
I was a
I was
baby.
2. It's been really cold around here. I don't have anything really to cover myself. All I have are my t-shirts and jeans. So today I decided to get a jacket. Pog. I was
Pog.
just I was just in a local store. Nothing special. It's a black hoodie with a white lining. I think it looks pretty cool, and when I tried it on, the attendant said it suits me fine. I said thanks to be polite. Common courtesy is so hard to find. So I bought it. I haven't taken it off yet. Not only is it warm, but I can see myself doing amazing things in it. Have you ever had an outfit that influences you that much that you can see yourself doing great things?
That
When
also
I look in,
sounds very weird, but anyway.
it sounds like a weird coping mechanism. When I look at the mirror, I smirk. I feel amazing. I can't really explain it, but I really like it. I really like it. I feel the need to put my hood up. Something about the hood has always has a way of masking a person.
That's what the point of the mask is.
Even though it shows their face, it hides something somewhere. I'm gonna take this off, it's hot. It's really late right now. I've been feeling so great all day. Time flew around me. I'll have to explain more tomorrow. Is this a diary?
I think
April
they said it was
10th.
diary entries.
Yeah, April 10th. I can't remember. I've had a hell of a week. I felt so great. I walked the halls like a big shot. I'm sure I looked smug. That's why Jack challenged me. Oh, what is this?
Who's Jack?
Jack challenged? Who's Jack?
What the fuck?
You can't introduce a new character like that, man.
That's poor character build. I can't think of the right name.
He was so angry. Who would never do ignoring and wait, what? Who would never do ignoring
who never do ignoring
who never do ignoring an insult was more insulting than responding with shrewd comments about someone's family. No, it's not.
Apparently the person who fucking wrote this diary entry was also drunk with us.
He antagonized me. He asked for it. He threw a hard punch and I stood. It stung harder than before when I actually argued with him. I felt so cool all week. I feel like this person's a valley girl. I don't know why.
Probably. I'm getting like
felt
Valley
so
Girl.
Cool.
I felt so cool all week after I dodged his punch.
My confidence kept me up. I punched him hard in the stomach and I lifted him up with an underhook. It felt so good. It really did. Parents calling. What? Okay.
Wait, I love that you said the what? Okay, but in the Valley Girl voice. Holy shit, that was so good.
April 14th. Jack still isn't out of the hospital. You put him in the hospital?
Shit! Okay, damn!
They said he was in a lot of pain. He spit a lot of blood. Sorry. This with the Valley Girl accent is just peak.
The Valley
It's
Girl
so
accent
good.
makes it so much better.
His parents told me over the phone. I reflected on it. On how great it felt when my fists connected. How his cracked scream sounded. That's good to hear, I said blankly.
She's
I
saying
don't
this
care
to
about
his
Jack.
parents?
Yeah.
They were saying that his scream when she punched him.
On the phone. That's good to hear, I
What?
said to his parents.
The fucking police are like on the other end being like, "Aight, we got the evidence. She doesn't fucking regret it at all." 911.
I don't care about Jack. I smiled at his pain. I keep staring. Keep staring at my mirror. I'm always wearing my favorite hoodie. It feels so empowering. My friends would laugh at what I say. They would compare me to Spider-Man in his black suit. Venom? You mean what?
Well,
Spider-Man
no, I'm
in
pretty
his-
sure there is a Spider-Man that has a black suit, I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember anything right now.
He has a lot of suits, I know that, but
He has
also
a lot of suits.
Venom's known to be like the How was Venom created? Was he like the
He's
the anti-Spider-Man?
My screen went black.
Uh-oh.
My phone screen went black.
Creepypasta was like, no.
It didn't like the Valley Girl accent.
Your phone really said, enough.
Enough. Spider-Man threw his power away. I don't plan on doing anything with my source of confidence.
When did he throw his power away?
I don't remember.
Girl, your Marvel facts are wrong. We're both dressed here like Marvel superheroes.
I don't
We know a thing or two about Spider-Man, okay?
Ugh. Okay, April 22nd. Jack has gone to a better place.
Oh my god, Jack fucking died? Wait, what day was it?
Died. April 22nd.
That's my birthday!
That's your birthday?
My birthday is April 22nd. Jack died on my birthday. What the hell?
Well, he was just so overjoyed that you were turning 4 in 2004 that he just passed away.
Jack took the fucking L.
Jack has gone to a better place. The words rang through my ears. He's dead. He lost too much blood. His father told me the day I visited. Why would you visit him? Hold on. You didn't write in your diary.
Basically committed manslaughter, and now you're going to go visit the dude you punched.
No, but what? Like, you. Okay. Okay, wait. His father told me the day I visited that he was losing blood due to a personal health condition. Personal health condition?
That's the writer's version of being like, I don't want to look into an actual definition as to why he's losing blood, so I'm just gonna have them withhold that information. Yeah, like.
But the way his mother looked at me told me the real story. I killed him. I still remember the satisfaction of hitting him. I never wanted to kill him. I need to think about what I've done. Right? That'll fix my feelings. But what is there to think about? Regret is a foolish emotion. I don't need regret. Okay.
Jesus!
I don't need regret. April 24th. Dad has been avoiding me lately. And Mom just tells me she loves me. They both want me to feel endless guilt. But I won't. Or rather, I can't. I can fake it for the public. But the truth is, I'm not sorry. Spider-Man's story is starting to make me think more. But why would a cursed or possessed hoodie land in my possession? Everybody who knew Jack glares at me. Everyone who I would talk to have transferred themselves out of my class or went to a different school. So you just, so everyone just left? Everyone
Yeah, no,
dipped?
wait, like, are you saying, like, your entire class was just like, okay, peace
It's
out.
just you one-on-one with the teacher. The
The
teacher
teacher's like,
transfers.
and the teacher's like, no, I'm good.
They send you into a room and it's just you with a textbook. Teach yourself.
Teach yourself.
Kind
Good
of like
luck.
what online school is.
Basically, yeah, that's true.
Transfer in my class. Teachers don't look at me much or get onto me if I'm breaking any rule. A lot of them
Um,
on you.
okay, chill out.
That seems like a good thing that they're not. I mean, today I threw a pencil at my history teacher. What is up with
This
this
was a
person?
weird jump. Yeah. The teachers don't
It
look at
hit
me if
his
I get in
shoulder.
trouble, but I also just chucked one at my teacher for
I just
funsies.
chucked a pencil at my teacher.
Yeah.
He just froze for a second and continued what he was doing. Everyone either hates me and probably wants me dead, or they fear me. I'm writing. My writing is the only comfort I have. I can be at feast, be at peace, and let myself go. April 25th. They provoked me.
Uh-oh.
They threatened me. I had no choice. They would have killed me. My hood protected my face. The knife naturally moved from Rob's hand to mine. I didn't mean to.
What? The knife moved from this one dude's hand into mine.
My hand, magically, I don't know.
You know?
April 30th.
Is Rob dead?
5 days. I don't know. 5 days. 5 days being interrogated and sleeping in a cell. They decided I was only defending myself.
What?
Wait till they find this diary, bro.
Yeah, no,
Be
exactly.
like,
wait until they find out the shit you've done in this diary, dude.
and how good you felt? Please continue. They decided I was only defending myself. I can hear mom and dad talking. They want me gone. They're both scared.
L.
I was an idiot to think that this jacket of mine was possessing me. Is it a jacket or is it a
I thought it was
hood?
a hoodie.
What?
Also, I'm like assuming that she killed Rob because she went the knife magically moved from Rob's hand to her hand, and then now she's been interrogated for 5 days.
Clearly, Rob is dead.
Yeah, clearly something
R.I.P.
happened to Rob.
Robbie.
Rip.
Rest in peace.
Fly high, king.
Fly high. Fly high, king. Okay, I was an idiot to think that this jacket of mine was possessing me or changing my personality. It's just a really cool jacket. I love how it looks. I feel like such a badass. Dude, that's fucked up. You kill someone, then you're like, I feel like such a badass. You know?
Yeah, I feel so cool that I have two people like. Fucking...
I killed 2 people.
Yeah,
I'm so cool. Look at me.
the Valley
I
accent makes it
remember
10
how-
times better.
Thank you. I remember how I put the hood up. I put it up when Jack challenged me. I was so threatened. Oh my. I put it up when those guys tried to kill me. I feel no remorse. I feel indifferent. I am in control. I have finally come to realize insanity.
Oh.
I wanted to kill them. All of them. I needed only a push and the confidence to fight. I got it. Mom and Dad are irritating me. They all irritated me.
Oh. Damn, bro, chill.
And
Would
it
you
ends there.
Oh, it ended there? I was gonna be like, what, you
Yep.
gonna commit like parricide or something?
Parasite?
No, parricide, like the homicide but of parents. Isn't that what it's called?
Oh, I
Parricide?
don't know.
Yeah, it's called
I just
parricide.
oh, double homicide.
That too. Yeah, the killing of a parent or other near relative. Wait, how do you?
Parricide.
Oh Jesus, that was so loud. Parricide, as Google Translate like to say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was interesting. We learned about
Yep.
a girl who got a jacket, was like, oh my god, look, I look so good in this jacket. Let me go punch
kill
Jack in
people
the
now.
face, and I'm gonna stab Rob with the knife, bro. Oh! Jesus Christ.
Which one of yours is left?
I have, the theater and You Can't Trust Everyone.
I have Laughing Jack and Fawcett.
Laughing Jack sounds like a well-known one, is it?
I have no idea, actually.
I don't know, it just sounds familiar.
Do you want to do Laughing Jack?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I gotta pull it up on my phone because my laptop's being achy.
I can also
All right.
read it if you want, since you read the last one.
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay.
You read it.
Why is there a YouTube video linked with this? Okay, anyway.
I don't know.
It was a nice summer day. My 5-year-old son James was playing outside in the backyard of our suburban home. James has always been a quiet boy. He plays by himself mostly. He never had many friends, but he has always had a wild imagination. Imagine your parent being like, I love my son. He's kind of a fucking loner, but like...
He's a loner. Why are all of these people just lonely? Just like have no friends, nothing.
I know, exactly. I was in the kitchen feeding our dog Fido.
Hey, that's my network.
I was gonna say, isn't there like a network named literally Fido? Okay.
That's my network.
I was in the kitchen feeding our dog Fido when I heard what sounded like James talking to someone in the backyard. I'm not sure who it was he could be talking to. Could he have finally made a friend?
Finally, dude. This kid will leave me
Finally,
alone.
dude. This dude. Oh my god, my kid got a friend. Thank God.
Imagine you hear your parent just shit talking you.
Oh my god.
With their friends.
Imagine they have like friends over and your parents are like, dude, you wouldn't fucking believe it. James
You wouldn't
got a
believe my
friend.
kid.
He got a friend. Who
Don't
would have
fucking
thought?
leave me alone.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's thriving.
He's thriving. He has one friend. It's a fucking miracle.
Oh my god.
Being a single mom, it's hard for me to always keep an eye on my son, so I decided to go outside and check on him. When I went into the backyard, I was a bit confused because James was the only person back there. Was he talking to himself? I could have sworn I heard another voice. James, it's time to come inside, I called out to him. He came inside and sat down at the kitchen table. It was about lunchtime, so I decided to make him a turkey sandwich. Thank you for the detailed info. James.
Show don't tell, okay? Show don't tell. Don't tell me you made him a sandwich.
James, who are you talking to out there? I asked. James looked up for a moment. I was playing with my new friend, he said, smiling. Oh, great. I poured out some milk and continued to pry, as any good mother would. Does your friend have a name? Why didn't you ask him to have lunch with us? I asked. James stared at me for a moment before replying. His name is Laughing Jack. I was a bit taken back by what he said. Just a bit?
Is just a bit? Also, do you say milk?
Wait, I poured him some milk.
Milk?
Milk?
Milk? Milk? They talked about this on Chuckle Sandwich. Milk
What?
and milk?
Milk and milk?
Milk? I'm pretty sure they talked about it.
I think
Unless
they did.
I'm hallucinating.
Oh, okay, wait.
Ugh.
I was a bit taken back by what he had said. Oh, that's a strange name. What does your friend look like? I asked, a bit confused. He's a clown. He has long hair and a big swirly cone nose. He's got long arms and baggy pants with stripy socks, and he always smiles. Damn, this is the frickin' like prologue to it. I have a friend. He's a clown.
Uncomfy. I don't like that.
I realized my son was talking about an imaginary friend. I suppose it is normal for kids his age to have imaginary friends, especially when he has no real kids to play with.
Wait, how old is this kid?
5. Ah, yes. My kid is a loner, so he has to resort to making up friends in his mind. Hey, I'm not judging for having imaginary friends. I had like one imaginary friend that like I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But just the fact that this mom is like, he has no real kids to play with, so I guess he's gonna play with this imaginary clown that he's befriended.
Dude, memory unlocked.
Uh-oh.
I had an imaginary friend. His name was John.
I don't remember the name of my imaginary friend. It was some
His
girl.
name was John. I could have sworn he closed my closet door once.
Are you the kid in this creepypasta story?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. The end of this sentence, it ended with, it's probably just a phase.
It's just a phase.
Mom, I swear, it's just a phase.
It's a phase.
Mom, stop telling me it's a phase. It's not. Jack, Laughing Jack is my best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
He's never going away. He's here to stay.
Hey, that rhymed.
Sorry.
The rest of the day went by as per usual, and it was starting to get late, so I put James to bed. Oh, I accidentally clicked out of the creepypasta. Okay. I tucked him in, gave him a kiss, and made sure to turn on his nightlight before I closed the door. I was pretty tired myself, so I decided to go to bed not long after. I had an awful nightmare. It was dark. I was in some kind of run-down amusement park. I was scared, running through an endless field of empty tents, broken down rides, and abandoned game huts. The whole place had a horrible look to it. Everything was black and white, the prize stuffed animals all hung from nooses in the game huts. Oh my god. All the sick grins stitched on their faces. Yeah. It felt like the whole park was looking at me, even though there wasn't another living thing in sight. Then suddenly, I began to hear music play. The sounds of Pop Goes the Weasel being played on a squeeze box echoed through the park. It was hypnotizing. I followed the tune to the circus tent, almost in a trance. Unable to stop my legs from moving forward, it was pitch black, the only light coming from a single spotlight shining on the center of the big top. As I walked towards the light, the music slowed down. I found myself singing along, unable to stop. All around the mulberry bush, the monkey chased up the weasel. The monkey, though 'twas all in fun. The music stopped right before its climax, and suddenly the lights shot on. The intensity of the lights was practically blinding. All I could see was a small dark silhouette shuffle towards me. Then another one appeared, and another, and another. There were dozens of them, all coming towards me. I couldn't move. My legs were frozen. All I could do was watch as the haunting figures drew nearer. As they got closer, I could see. They were children! As I looked at each one, I noticed they were all horribly disfigured and mutilated. Some had cuts all over their body, others were severely burnt, and others were missing limbs, even eyes. The children enveloped me, clawing at my flesh, dragging me to the ground, and tearing inside me. What the fuck? As the children tore me apart and I faded away, all I could hear was laughter. Horrible, awful, evil laughter. What a funky time, that little nightmare of yours. You know, that's always fun.
Children, just mutilated children, right?
Yeah. I woke up the next morning in a cold sweat. After taking a few deep breaths, I looked over and saw that a few of James' action figures were positioned facing me on top of my nightstand. Well, that's normal. You know, just Toy Story 4. I sighed. James had probably woken up early and put these there. I gathered up the toys and made my way to James's room. However, when I opened the door, James was sound asleep. I just shrugged and placed the toys back into his toy box and headed out to the living room. A little while later, James woke up and I made him his breakfast. He was quiet and seemed a bit groggy. Perhaps he didn't sleep well either. I decided to ask him about the toys. James, honey, did you put the toys in Mommy's room this morning? His eyes shot up at me for a moment and then quickly glanced back down his cereal. Laughing Jack did it. I rolled my eyes and responded. Will you tell Laughing Jack to keep the toys in your room? James nodded and finished up his breakfast, then decided to go out and play in the backyard. I went to relax in the living room, and I must have dozed off because I woke up a couple hours later. Shit! I need to check on James! Shit! My kid is outside!
You just forget your kid?
Oopsie!
Big oopsie, bro.
I was a bit worried. It had been over 2 hours and I haven't checked on him. Oh, well, fucking James is gone.
He's gone, bro. He's just not there.
I stepped out into the backyard, but James wasn't there anymore. Oh. I was getting nervous, so I called out to him, James! James, where are you? Just then, I heard a giggle come from the front yard. I rushed through the gate, around to the front of the house. James was sitting on the sidewalk. I breathed a sigh of relief and walked over to him. James, how many times have I told you to stay in the backyard? James, what are you eating? James looked up at me, then reached into his pocket and pulled out a hand full of hard candies in all colors.
Oh, I thought you meant he
pulled out a hand. Yeah. When I first read it, I thought it was that too, and then I was like, "Oh, never mind." This made me very nervous. James, who gave you that candy? James just stared at me, not speaking. James, please tell Mommy where you got that candy. James hung his head down and said, Laughing Jack gave it to me. My heart sunk. I kneeled down to look him in the eye. James, I've had enough of this damn Laughing Jack thing. He's not real. Now, this is a very serious situation, and I need to know who gave you the candy. I could see my son's eyes tear up. But Mama, Laughing Jack did give me the candy. I love it. It's like, James, I've had enough of this damn Laughing Jack.
I've had enough.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Get him out. I don't want him giving you any candy anymore.
I don't want him anymore.
I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. James has never lied to me, but what he's telling me is impossible. I make him spit out the candy and I throw the rest away. James appears to be fine. Maybe I'm just overreacting. After all, he could have gotten it from Tom and Linda from next door, or Mr. Walker down the street. Either way, I'm going to have to keep a closer eye on James. That night, I put James to bed as usual and decided to go to bed early myself. Suddenly, I was woken up by a loud bang coming from the kitchen. I sprung out of bed and hurried down the stairs. When I got to the kitchen, I was horrified. Everything on the counters had been thrown on the floor, and our dog Fido hung dead from the light fixture. What's up with dogs being hung from the light fixture with these fucking creepypastas? Hello? What did Fido do?
What do these people have against you?
Fido?
I bet these are people who are part of the r/I hate dogs.
Probably.
That's an actual Reddit.
Actually? How could people hate dogs? What the heck?
There's a whole like Reddit fucking subreddit about hating dogs.
That's horrible.
I bet these people are part of it.
I bet Laughing Jack was the one who was licking the lady's hand in the licking. He hung a dog from a light fixture, same as the other dog. So you know what? I headcanon it was Laughing
It makes
Jack.
sense. Headcanon. It's canon.
Okay.
We're making it canon.
100%. I burst through the door and flicked on the lights. Oh wait. Oh wait. Where was I? Okay, yeah. Fido hung dead from the light fixture. His stomach was cut open and stuffed with candy, the same type that James was eating earlier that day. My shock was quickly broken by a sharp scream coming from James's room, followed by loud crashes. I quickly grabbed a knife from the drawer. At least she has some common sense. and moved up the
Huh.
stairs with the speed that only a mother whose child is in danger could have. I burst.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Are you saying that you have in you have like flash level speed just because you're a mother? I'm offended. I am
I can
offended.
break the sound barrier by how fast I go because I'm a mom.
I'm mom, so I can go like gotta go fast. I gotta go
I am
fast.
Sonic.
I
Solely because I birthed a
I
child.
I am Sonic because I'm a mother. Sorry to all the mothers out there. I didn't mean any offense.
Okay. I burst through the door and flicked on the lights. Everything in the room was knocked over and tossed on the floor. My poor son in his bed crying and shaking with fear. A pool of urine staining the sheets. That was a weird detail to add. I scooped my
I didn't
child
need to
up
know that.
and ran out of the house and went next door to Tom and Linda's house. Luckily, they were still awake. They let me use their phone and I called the police. It didn't take them long to arrive and I explained what had happened. They looked at me as if I was crazy. They searched the house, but all they found was a dead dog and 2 trashed rooms. The officer told me that someone had probably gone into the house and had done this right before, making a quick escape when they heard me coming up the stairs. I knew it wasn't true. All the doors were locked and none of the windows were open. Whatever was in my house didn't come from outside. Yeah, someone broke into your house, killed your dog, hung it from a light fixture, stuffed it with candy, and then went after your kid. Just for like funsies, you know?
Just for fun.
That's how that works.
It was a weird night out. Oh, it was a weird night out. It was, just
Oh my god.
some drinks were involved. I get crazy when I drink. Just
Jesus
blame it on the
Christ.
alcohol.
My god. Okay. The next day, James stayed inside. I didn't want him to leave my sight. I went into the garage and found his old baby monitor and set it up in his room if anything comes into it tonight. Are you good?
I'm just picturing like this mother has an interrogation desk and just like the son's just like sitting there and she's just like I'm not letting you out of my sight, bro.
You ain't fucking going nowhere, dude.
You think that I am gonna see you leave?
Oh god, okay.
This is why you don't do coolers for a freaking for a drunk podcast.
Okay, continuing. I went into the garage and found his old baby monitor and set up in his room. If anything comes into it tonight, I was going to be able to hear it. I went to the kitchen and grabbed the largest knife from the drawer and put it on my nightstand. Imaginary friend or not, I'm not letting anything hurt my little boy. You know what? This reminds me of a time. My parents left on vacation. My whole family left on vacation to another province for a week, and I was left by myself. And my dogs, they bark at everything, right? So I got so scared that I went.
Wait, how old were you?
This was this summer, so I was 19.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, did they leave you when you were a child?
No.
To, like,
I was
fend for yourself.
I was an adult. No, I am an adult. But so my dogs my dogs kept barking at the door, but there was nothing there because we have a Ring camera. So I was able to look at the app and there was nothing there. No cars, nothing. So I'm already an anxious person. So hearing my dogs bark at absolutely fuck all, I got scared. So I brought the biggest knife from our knife board and put it. I think I might have accidentally fallen asleep with it in the bed with me, which is not good at all. I could have accidentally fucking stabbed myself. But then
You think?
But then I woke up, realized that it was on the bed, so then I put it on my the white shelf that's beside my bed. But then I forgot to bring it back downstairs, so then my parents came home and they were like, "Where did the knife go?" And I was like, "Oh, in my room. My bad." As one does, you know? Soon enough, night came. I put James to bed. He was afraid, but I promised him that I wasn't going to let anything happen to him. Also, why don't you just let him sleep in the room with you?
True. Why wouldn't you just that would be so much easier than setting up a fucking baby monitor?
No, exactly.
I have to stare at a screen the entire night.
Yeah, exactly. I tucked him in, gave him a kiss, and turned on the nightlight. Before closing the door, I whispered to him, "Good night, James. I love you." I tried to stay up as long as I could, but after a few hours, I felt myself drifting off. My baby would be safe for the night, and I needed to sleep. That's a weird assumption to make, but okay. Just as I lay my head on the pillow, I heard a soft noise come from the baby monitor I had put on my nightstand. At first, it sounded like interference, like the kind a radio would make. Then it turned into a soft moan. Was James asleep? Then I heard it. The laugh from my nightmare. That horrible laugh. I sprung up from the bed and grabbed a knife from under my pillow. I rushed over to James' room and creaked the door open. I tried the light switch, but it wouldn't come on. I took a step in, and I could feel the warm, thick liquid on my feet. Suddenly, James' nightlight came on, and I could see the absolute horror laid out in front of me. James's body was nailed up on the wall, the nails piercing through his hands and feet. Oh my god, his chest was cut wide open, and his organs hung down to the floor. His eyes and tongue had been removed along with most of his teeth. I was disgusted. I could hardly believe this was my baby boy. Then I heard it again. The soft, desperate moan. James was still alive. What the fuck? Okay, at that point, like, just put the kid out of his misery, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. That is so horrid. What the fuck?
I swear to you, I did not know how like morbid this got.
We made the mistake of not reading these prior, so I am so sorry.
I mean, I just wanted it to be a surprise. It
No,
sounded
exactly.
it sounded creepy. Dude, fucking crucified him onto the friggin' wall, bro.
Oh god. My baby, my poor baby, in so much pain, barely clinging to life.
You said that with like no emotion.
Sorry, I was just reading it off. My baby.
My baby.
Stop. Oh god. Okay. I ran across the room and vomited on the floor, but my sickness was interrupted by a horrible cackle coming from behind me. I spun around, still wiping bile from my mouth. Then out of the shadows emerged the fiend responsible for all this horror, Laughing Jack. His ghost white skin and matted black hair hung down to his shoulders. He had piercing white eyes surrounded by dark black rings. His twisted smile revealed a row of sharp, jagged teeth, and his skin didn't look like skin at all. It almost looked like rubber or plastic. Chucky? He wore a patchy...
say, like, Jeff the Killer?
Yeah, no, exactly. He wore a patchy black and white clown outfit with... I love how she was like, patchy. Yo, your outfit fucking sucks, dude. Get better clothes.
Judging, like, RuPaul's Drag Race, just, like, your outfit was patchy. Shantae away.
He wore a patchy black and white clown outfit with striped sleeved and socks. That was really worded. His body itself was grotesque, his long arms hanging down past his waist, and the way he was poised made him look almost boneless, like a rag doll. He let out a sickening laugh as if to let me know he was pleased with my reaction to his work. He then turned around slowly in front of James and began to laugh even more at the horrific sight he was laid out. The horrific sight he has laid out. That was enough to shake me from my terror. I snapped, "Get away from him, you bastard!" I rushed at the monster, raising the knife above my head and stabbed down at him. But as soon as the knife touched him, he disappeared in a cloud of black smoke. The knife passed right through and pierced James' still beating heart, splashing the warm blood on my face. No, what have I done? My baby! I killed my baby! I immediately fell to my knees and I could hear sirens in the distance growing louder. My boy, my sweet baby boy. I promised Mommy would protect you, but I failed. I'm sorry, James. I'm so sorry. Police soon arrived to find me in front of my son, still wielding the knife covered in my baby's blood. The trial was short. Insanity. I was placed in Pheropolis House for the Criminally Insane, where I have been for the past 2 months. It's not so bad here. The only reason I'm awake now is because someone is playing Pop Goes the Weasel outside my window. I'll talk to the orderlies about it in the morning.
Dude,
What the fuck? What story did you pick?
Didn't know it was rated like really good.
To be fair, it's a good story. It's just very really violent. Oh,
I didn't know. That's so fucked up.
That was horrible.
Dude.
Jesus.
She killed him.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of expecting the whole like framed for murder thing from the start. But...
Well, yeah, I think that was like evident, but like, dang it.
Jesus Christ.
We had 4 creepypastas to pick from to end this like podcast.
And we picked the fucking most horrid one.
The most fucked up.
Oh my god.
I can't. That was so messed up.
Jesus Christ. And that's where we're gonna end today's episode.
That's where this episode is gonna end.
Yeah. That was fun though. Those stories were
fun.
like interesting. Some of them were fucking weird and you could take the piss out of them so easily. But it was good. I
just think it's funny that you specifically chose 2 that had to do with like mouth. Like licking.
Okay, hold on.
Wide mouth.
The licking one, just the title itself, having the title of a story called just be licking. I'm like, ha, that's funny. I'm gonna take the piss out of that. But Mr. Widemouth, I didn't even really look at the title. I just looked at the rating and I was like, this one's pretty well rated, so why not? So, but yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned into today's episode. I appreciate it. The episodes are going to be, as of right now anyway, maybe it'll change in the future. Who knows? It will be bi-weekly. Probably will probably be recorded on Thursdays and then published to YouTube and other sites the days after. But yeah. But yes, thank you all so much for tuning into the episode, and I will see you all later. I will see you all later. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Bye, folks.
Bye!
Bye!